Hey guys, it's me Charlie. Today I'm going to be making some liquid laundry detergent, and I want to show you guys what you'll need to make liquid laundry detergent. What you're going to need is borax. Let me zoom in. You're going to need some borax, and you're going to need super washing soda. You're going to need to choose the type of soap that you're going to use, which I'm using Zote soap. There's a couple of different types that people are using. I kind of like the way this one looks, and I like the texture of the way it looks as well. Optional baking soda. I'm going to be adding baking soda. You'll need something to stir everything up. You'll need a measuring cup. I'm going to be using a cutting board instead of grating the soap. A knife and some measuring cups, so that would give you an idea of how much laundry liquid detergent that you can use. You'll need a pot and some water, and of course you're going to need your 5-gallon bucket. Now this bucket here, I purchased it at Home Depot for $21, and it was a powder OxyClean laundry detergent, and it's about 19 pounds. And this bucket here, I'm finally done. I need to make some liquid version. Now, when you make this, most people like to let it sit 24 hours in the bucket, and then they go ahead and scoop it into their containers. You really don't need to do that. Once you're done making the laundry liquid detergent, you can go ahead and start putting it in your containers immediately, and it'll do the same thing that it does in the bucket. But I'm actually going to keep mine in the bucket because I don't have any containers. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and chop all this up, and I'm going to show you what I do, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the next step is to actually cut up your Zote bar, and this is actually the large Zote bar, and I got this one 2 for $3, and these are the really big ones. So the ones that you want to buy, you could buy these if you want to, but the ones that you want to buy if you just want to not have to worry about cutting it, it's half the length here, and it's about this big. And the reason why I chose this is because the pink Zote bar smells really good, and when I read the directions on the back, it says that Zote is a high quality laundry soap and can be used for washing your family's clothing. So I thought that was really good. Plus I smelled it and it smells really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the packaging, and oops, this is nice and pink here. So I'm going to cut it down the middle. It cuts almost kind of like cheese. So it's got a really nice texture. I'm going to cut these in cubes. And the reason why I'm just doing them in cubes is because I can't find my grater. And if I used a grater, that would be great. I could just grate this, and it'll come out looking like gummy worms, and also like pink cheese, like shredded cheese. And you don't need to be perfect about cutting this up, just as long as it's in little cubes. I also got my water boiling, and the reason why I did that is because I notice a lot of people are actually making their liquid laundry detergent with water that's boiling when they put the soap in, but I actually want to bring the pot to a boil and put this in and then turn it off. So let me show you guys what it looks like when the water's boiling. Alright, so I got my pot here, and it's now boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. It's really, really hot, as you can see. Now that I've turned it off, I'm going to go ahead and add the soap to this. And that way I can put all my ingredients and it'll start to melt on its own. You don't want to put the soap in while it's boiling because it could burn and it could smell funny. It can make a big mess. So I've just turned it off, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the soap. Alright, so here's the soap that I just chopped up, and they're just little cubes. You can see they're just little cubes, and it's really soft, and it smells really good. To me, it smells very similar to lemon eucalyptus oil. So if you like that smell, that's really good. Now I'm adding this to my pot of water. This is 7 cups of water that I'm using, and see, you don't have to worry about adding this and it going crazy and over boiling like a lot of people do. They end up using the stove and boiling their soap, and then they put it into the pot and it gets just foaming like crazy everywhere, so you don't want that. Now with your plastic spoon here, you want to go ahead and mix this, and I can already feel right when I put it in there that it's already kind of getting slimy. So the next thing to add to this while it's hot is your washing soda and your borax. Now I found the borax, it was very hard for me to find this, but I found this at Walmart, and it was $2.99 a box. I also had the hardest time finding the super washing soda. I went everywhere here in Seattle, Washington, to all the grocery stores, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. And finally I found that at Fred Meyer's. The Zote soap, I found this at a store called SARS here in Seattle, Washington, and this was 2 for $3, and it's the big ones here, so it's the 14.1 ounce. And what I did is I used half a bar, so I still have a good supply to keep on making this. And then of course you can find these little boxes of baking soda at your grocery store for like 54 cents a box. So let me go ahead and continue to mix this, and I'm going to go ahead and add the other ingredients so we can complete this part here. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the borax to the pot here. And I'm going to need exactly 1 cup. And you want to go ahead and use a dry measuring cup. And I'm going to go ahead and add 1 cup of borax. Now I've been using the borax a lot for all other kinds of stuff. Like if you have stains on your carpet, you know, you can use this. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I kind of like it perfect. Alright, so a little more. I probably should have these pre-measured so I don't have to go through that step. Now this is 1 cup of borax. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the pot. And again, you don't have to worry about it overflowing, but you can add it slowly. Now the reason why I added to this hot pot here is because I want it to start to melt, because the borax has a hard time melting when you do put it into liquids. So don't use cold water. I'm also going to be putting 1 cup of super washing soda. You want to use this. This is what actually helps wash your laundry. So I got here 1 cup of the super washing soda. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add some baking soda. Now I'm going to go ahead and just add 1 cup of baking soda. Now this recipe is easy to remember. It's just 1 cup, 1 cup, 1 cup. And you know what? I've been using this up a little bit, so I don't exactly have 1 cup there. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more of this baking soda. And now the baking soda and everything else, while it's hot, is going to melt. And you're noticing I'm not having any problems melting this. It's actually melting down very nicely, and it's going to get really thick. Now I have a suggestion for you. If you go to your store like Walmart, they have like $2 bottles of these little oils, and I like using the fresh linen scent, and that smells really good. I mean, who doesn't like fresh linen scent when you take your laundry out and you wash it and you dry it and it smells really good? But you have to be careful with these little oils, because here I have lemongrass. I love the smell of lemongrass. And here I have certified organic lavender oil. These are essential oils. You got to be really careful when you're adding essential oils to your laundry liquid detergent, because if you add it to your laundry liquid detergent and you put too much, you can actually make little stains. You can create little oil stains on your clothing, and that doesn't look good, especially if you have something expensive. So you want to make sure that you just add a few drops. It's going to depend on the amount that you're making here. So I would just add a little bit of drops of whatever scent you want to use. And at Walmart they have hundreds of different scents, but I think linen scent is the best one to use. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this, and I'll come right back. Alright, so here's the last part to my video. Actually, no, this isn't the last part. The last part will be either later on tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to show you the final result, but making this is the last part. As you can see here, I have my soap completely melt down, and I have some tips for you actually. If you decide to make this with boiling water and then shutting it off, I suggest to make sure that you grind it to where it looks like cheese. Or if you find that you're using a different type of soap, like Lever 3000, I think it is, or Lever 2000, 3000, I don't remember. You guys can leave a comment below if you want. Use soap if it's powdery. Go ahead and add it to this boiling water, and that's just fine. But what you want to do is just make sure, if you're using cubes like I did, make the cubes much smaller than I did, because I just found myself having to sit here a longer time and just continuing to stir this. And then I found myself going back to the stove and just heating it up again. And even then, I was actually taking a spoon and just kind of pressing it through the little holes here of this ladle here. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my bucket here. Be very careful with this. You don't want to speed and kind of do this process too fast, because you don't want this to splash in your eyes. And if you're worried about that, definitely use some safety glasses, because this has borax in it, washing soda, and detergent. Now, there's a few pieces there of the borax that did not break down, which is kind of frustrating. That's the reason why you want to do this with boiling water. Alright, so now, the nice part is this pan is nice and soapy, so I can go ahead and do some dishes. Let me go ahead and show you guys what this looks like. Put this down. Alright, so there we go. I got my soap, 7 cups of soap mixed into my 5-gallon bucket, and this is going to make about 5 gallons of soap. And depending on how much soap you put in and how much water you're using, is going to depend on how this actually turns out. Sometimes it can come out to the point where it's a jelly-like. Most of the time it comes out that way. And the gel is probably about here, and then the rest of this is water with soap. You want to go ahead and take an electric mixer and go ahead and blend it through, or whatever you want to use. Electric mixer actually blends it in really well. Now, another tip is, if you got laundry to do today, make this up in the morning. And by the time it's probably like 5 or 6 o'clock, it's actually done. It's gelled up. But if you're making some soap and you don't need to do laundry until tomorrow like me, then you can make it anytime you want. And then the next day, just come back to it, and it should be nice and gelled up. So I don't need to mix it this much. I'm just mixing it just to mix. But you'll notice that you will have to mix it up. And if you're making just a regular load, let me show you here my measuring cups. This is a half a cup. You could use a half a cup for a load of laundry. If you find that the stains on the laundry are very heavy, or just, you need to get that oil out, you could use a full cup. I'm going to leave mine in the bucket just because I don't have any containers, and I like the bucket anyways. It's going to be heavy, but I have it on the floor. So this will work out perfectly. I don't really know what else to say, but I guess when I make the next video, the last part to this, how it looks when it's done, I'll add to it. So I'll see you guys on that next video. Hey guys, here's the last step to making the laundry liquid detergent. I loosened the lid so that way I can go ahead and grab the lid off easily, and I want to show you guys what it looks like. Are you ready? There you go. So it is pink, and on top here it's firm actually, and I'm going to press down on it, and it came out just like frosting, and in the middle it looks like Jello. Look at that. Isn't that weird? Ooh, I want to touch it. I am very, very happy with the results, because look how thick this is. And even the bottom is supposed to be mostly water, but it isn't. Now, I made this today at 2 o'clock, and it's now 10:19 tonight. And it is already thick. It's ready. See, you don't have to wait until 24 hours. You just need it to cool down. So the only thing you have to do is you got to break this up. And so with your whisk, you got to keep on working it. So let me do that, and I'll come right back. I wanted to show you guys something real quickly. I stuck my hand down here all the way to the bottom, and it is thick. This is what's on the bottom. It feels like jelly. The whole bucket is just a big solid mass. So actually, remember how I said halfway through it's going to be mostly liquid on top and it's going to be water on the bottom? Well, not like the way I just did it. This recipe is fantastic. This is nothing but pure, concentrated liquid detergent. And I bet you anything, I now have 2 buckets, which is 10 gallons. Look at that. 10 gallons of detergent. And that's because this is concentrated. If you take a cup of this stuff and you take half of it out and you put the rest with water and you make a load of laundry, you will have a lot of detergent left over. So this is amazing. Wow. I'm just playing with it now. I just got another big chunk. Look at that. It's just a big chunk. It's so cool. So I'm going to break this up real quickly. Alright, so I've already broken it up. And there we go. It's nice and jelly-like. And this stuff, I spilled some on the floor. And I just gotta... If you have like one of those mixers, you can actually mix some of these little pieces that are on top. But that's okay. When you do your laundry at the same time, it's going to mix in anyways and dissolve while you're doing your laundry. But if you guys shred this or put it in the food processor, it's going to be nice and fine, so it would be completely dissolved. So doesn't that look really good? And it's pink, it's pretty, and it smells really good. And I have a whole bucket full. So I just saved myself lots of money. Alright, so if you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, favorite, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye. Hello, darlings. It's me, Charlie. I just want to make a detergent video. Here's my water, my 5-gallon bucket, my fish tank knife, and my dildo and lighting. Okay, darlings. Until next